Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you guys are doing good. Today is Thursday. It's May 10th. I hope you guys are having a great week. I'm at home. I'm at home. It's funny because usually I shoot these videos in the bathroom or my living room sitting area, and this time I'm in the hallway, so I wanted to try it out. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Cleaning up around the house. I'm in a good mood. Um, This is a video I've been struggling with. I wanted to make it. The topic is a serious one. I'm gonna, I've been on the fence about this, but I'm gonna go ahead and just go ahead and make this video. All right. So here we are. Um, in the past, let me start out this way. So many of you already know I was raised a Jehovah's Witness, right? And in Jehovah's Witness cult, you cannot do anything, right? So you want to go to a trip, Disneyland with the kids, the family? No, that money should go to Bosch Tower, right? The answer to everything is no. No college, no birthdays, no holidays, just no. Everything's no. No friends outside of the cult, right? So the normal thing is when you leave, right? Normal inclination when you leave is to go off the rails. You want to try everything, drugs, drinking, just everything. Um, and I've made a video about this in the past, and I'm going to repeat what I've said. When it comes to drugs, I am very against them. Um, and it's easy. The reason why is because there are people who use drugs recreationally, and it doesn't interfere with their lives. They're able to hold down a job. They're able to have normal relationships with their friends and family, right? They don't resort to a life of crime. It doesn't interfere with their everyday life. For some people, that's not the case. For them, they may start off using marijuana, but then it's a gateway drug. So then they say, okay, well, now I want to try ecstasy. I want to try crank. I want to try heroin. I want to try cocaine. And of course, with those drugs, heroin, cocaine, if you overdose, it can have deadly consequences. Um, the other the other risk is, okay, they're not able to hold down a job. The drugs have now taken over their lives. So they just live for the drugs, nothing else. They can't work. They're unable to hold down a job. Their family relationships suffer because of the drug use. They're now stealing from them. They're lying. Right. So it's a problem. So, you know, to me, once you've come out of such a restrictive cult, there's no reason to become enslaved to a drug. Now, you know what I mean? You just left one bad situation and traded it in for a different one. So I don't recommend drug use. The other thing is, again, for people who are 16 years old to 24-year-old, if your home life, right, your home situation is challenging and dangerous, and right, there's a program in the U.S. called Job Corps, and it provides housing. It helps you with your educational and career goals. And again, this is all the way through age 24, from 16 to 24. But one of the requirements is you cannot use drugs, right? And it's important because imagine if they accept you into the program and then you start circulating drugs in the program, you get other kids addicted to drugs, and you're stealing from, the other people in the program so that you can maintain a drug habit. It causes problems. So they don't allow anyone who uses drugs into that program. So it's extremely important. It's extremely important. All right, so now all of that being said, um, here in the U.S., they have began legalizing marijuana in some states, right? And to some, that's like great. All right, now we're making progress. The government's finally loosening up. We're one step forward. Okay, but I hate to be, the Mrs. Brain Cloud, the wet blanket of the group, but I want to point out that there could be um, a very dangerous um, situation that arises from this. and I'm bringing it to your attention, and I'm just, again, I'm just a red flag, just want to heads up kind of thing. All right. So imagine if I'm a person that has a vice, right? So it could be, and when I say a vice, I don't mean like marijuana. I mean it could be cannibalism, it could be child pornography, right? It could be pornography, right? Okay, so I have this vice. It could be I'm a closet homosexual. And what I do is, okay, so me and a few of my friends, oh, we're going to go over to this person's house, we're going to hang out and blah, blah, blah. And so we bring up some marijuana with us. We get this person high. First, we get them high on marijuana. But then we also have someone in the group that knows how to hypnotize people. Now, I want to talk about hypnosis for a minute. Hypnosis is the intent for hypnosis was to help heal. It's to help people with behavioral changes change their behavior, right? So if I want to quit smoking, a professional maybe put me under hypnosis and tell me, listen, Pat, every time you reach for a cigarette, your hand is going to cramp up. And so, again, when I'm smoking, right, when I come out of hypnosis and every time I go to reach for a cigarette, my hand is now in pain. And again, it's not really in pain, it's that my brain has been told to, you're in pain, right? So that's what's happening. But again, it's meant to help change my behavior. And again, the same thing with traumatic situations. People can be placed under hypnosis, and each time they experience a painful memory related to something in their past, they can be given instructions to automatically redirect their attention there, right, onto something else, onto a nicer memory. And so that helps them cope with the trauma that they've experienced because now their brain has been told to automatically flip to a different channel. Um, and so again, hypnosis was always meant to help the individual. Um, and so, but again, that is being misused and abused to harm people. So now here's my concern. Take a person who you've given drugs to or you've gotten them drunk, right? And you take that person in that altered state and you place them under hypnosis, right? So first you may tell them, listen, you're the Statue of Liberty, you're Joan of Arc, right? You're Benjamin Franklin. You've told them first you've screwed with their identity, and then you harm them, right? Whether it be you rape them, whether you made it so that you harm their child and they're unable to protect their child. Um, again, you put them in a dangerous state, and then while under hypnosis, you tell them, okay, now you can't tell anyone. You can only talk to tell someone what happened if they call you by, Benjamin Franklin or some made up name, Mickey Mouse, Rumpelstiltskin, right? So now you've got that person silenced. They're being harmed, right? Because they're both now drunk or high, and they're being hypnotized. They're under hypnosis. And so that person can repeatedly go back to that same person, put them back under hypnosis, harm them repeatedly. And this is the risk with legalizing marijuana. Once you tried marijuana and whatever happens to you while you're in that altered state, the government is now no longer responsible. It was your choice to partake of the marijuana, right? And so this is why I'm making this video. I want, if you're a teen, young adult, please be very careful. If you're a parent, you should be very careful. I recommend nanny cams. Videotape what's going on, especially when friends and people come over to your home. Put on a nanny cam just to make sure that nobody's doing anything dicey or shady or whatever. Another thing is, if your child starts complaining to you about something, they don't feel right, something's wrong, take it seriously. Take it seriously. They may not be able to communicate to you what happened because they've been placed under hypnosis. So take their, if they don't, if there's a person in the family, a relative or whatever that's making them uncomfortable, take it seriously. If they start, a certain person comes around and they start vomiting or they start wetting themselves, it's an indication that there is something really wrong. So again, take it seriously. The next thing I want to say is this. So we all have cell phones, right? Cell phones, the best thing since sliced bread. We can make a phone call whenever we need it. Please be careful with your cell phones. And I've said this many times. My phone has been hacked. There are people who would like to see you roped into criminal behavior. And one of the ways they do this is to, first they hack into your cell phone, and they want to convince you that you have some supernatural, powers. You're Jesus Christ, you're this, you're that, right? And the first thing they'll do is they'll give you an errand to run. And they want to see if you do it. Now, when I say they give you an errand, they'll send you to some place that you have no purpose to be there. But again, it's to see if you are compliant. So it's very important, please do not fall into that trap. Do not. Do not. Again, if they can use you to run drugs and do all this other stuff, then they're the ones that are profiting from the sale of drugs. They're not imprisoned. Instead, you are. So whenever you have to run an errand or whatever, make sure you have a purpose for being there. If you go into the supermarket, it's to pick up groceries for yourself, for your friends, your family. It's an errand that benefits you or someone you know, not that someone out of nowhere hacked into your phone is trying to give you all these instructions. The same thing. I have to go to the laundromat, right? Oh, I have to go to the dry cleaners and drop off some clothes. I need to go to the library, pick up a book. For me, right, it's not doing these weird errands, just running after people and all this stuff. And they'll give you all kinds of errands. Oh, we want you to go to this location and try and track down some rich person and follow them. No, you never, ever, ever do these kind of fool errands. Again, it's to see if you are a compliant, unquestioning person. Because if you are, well, then we can rope you into selling drugs for us. And then we don't have to be worried about going to jail because you're the one that's going to take the fall. You're the one that's going to get arrested. And so I want you all to be careful. Be very careful. All right, guys, that's it for today. Love you guys. Have a great week. Bye.